antenatal classes, for that matter, are programmed for all the expectant moms, and they are actually given some kind of psychological support to come over the fear of labor, birth, and all the anticipation and anxiety related to parenting.
See, the antenatal classes are a total complete program for the pregnant lady right from the day she conceives to after the baby is born. You know, it also includes handling the baby. So I want to just briefly touch on the components of the antenatal classes. It's actually to basically prepare the pregnant lady physically and mentally for the arrival of her baby. So that includes, you know, teaching her a little bit of what's going on with her body, what can she expect, what are the problems she's going to encounter, what are normal and what are not. So in the normal problems, how she's going to deal with these normal problems, how can she prevent, you know, sort of small simple things like backache or cramps or swelling of her feet and hands, acidity, gas, what exactly is labor, when to reach the hospital, what are the things to pack, what are the stages of labor. In every stage, how is she going to use the Lamaze technique of breathing, how is she going to deliver, and after the baby comes, what problems she can encounter in those 40 days in the post-delivery period, how she's going to handle the baby, how to wrap the baby, how to feed the baby, how to wean the baby. You know, all these aspects are taught to her and she's totally prepared for the arrival of her baby.
I was just taking pregnancy as a very natural process, and I'm not one of those who would really sit down and do too much of research and read too many books about it. Although I'm an avid reader, I tried to pick up some of the books and reading them. But then I realized they were freaking me out more than they were helping me, because I started watching out for signs that in your second month this is what's going to happen, and if it wouldn't, then I would worry, and if it would, even then I would worry. So either way, it wasn't really helping me much. But then talking to a doctor face to face and getting insights, being able to ask my questions and getting responses to those helped put my mind to rest quite a bit. So there are videos which were shown and they were very insightful too.
The most important part of these classes is the exercises. The exercises include the Lamaze technique of breathing, the upper body exercises, the lower body exercises, exercise of the back, because the back becomes very relaxed and they end up with a lot of back pain. Exercise of the feet, because again cramps, swelling, all these are very common problems. So all in all, each and every muscle right from the head to the toe is involved during delivery. So each and every muscle is toned. You know, these classes also include the exercise of the breasts so that the milk comes very easily, and the Kegels exercises because the baby is putting a pressure on the pelvic floor. So we have to make these muscles strong, or else when she coughs or sneezes, the urine can come out. So we totally prepare her body for her delivery, and the most important advantage of these exercises is that her post-delivery recovery is very quick.
I'm a corporate trainer. I conduct trainings. I have to stand straight for 8 hours, and that does take a toll on my body, and my feet would swell too much. Actually, my whole body started swelling. So again, tips for how do you take care of the swelling and walk on your heels and walk on your toes. So that helped. Otherwise also, you know, stretching exercises takes care of my back. My back pain, which was persistent, has now been taken care of. So both ways, yes, it did help.
One of the key components of antenatal classes is the Lamaze technique. Lamaze technique was developed by a French obstetrician, Dr. Fernand Lamaz. This technique actually tends to work wonders for the pregnant women because it helps in propelling oxygen supply to the baby with the help of very simple breathing exercises.
The main component of Lamaze is actually the breathing technique, which the lady is taught for her delivery, because when she uses the Lamaze technique of breathing, the pain signals are blocked off to a great extent. So when she's concentrating on her breathing, the baby is getting the best oxygen possible, and at the same time the pain signals are blocked off, so her delivery becomes very easy and quicker, and it causes lesser pain. So you're blowing out very forcefully. Okay, so we're going to do it again. Come on, in, out, in and blow. If the mother is not breathing right, there are two things: that the baby is getting lesser oxygen, so the baby can go into fetal distress where the baby's heartbeat can get raised up. And again, if the mother is not breathing rhythmically, if she's very tense and very stressed, so what is going to happen? She's going to tighten her uterus, and when the uterus tightens, it squeezes the baby within, and again the baby can go into fetal distress. So that's why breathing is the most important part of pregnancy, because the baby is totally dependent upon the mother for oxygen.
It's great, the kind of tips that you get, the exercises that you get to hear of. Because when you read about exercises off a book, it's not that easy for you to start following. But but when you have a doctor assisting you, showing you how to do it, then you can ask questions: how does it help? Then it works out fine that way.
For more videos related to pregnancy and health, log on to onlymyhealth.com.